which is weird. But okay. So it looks like I can see comments and my video's going. So let's get started. Hi Victoria, good morning. It is raining here in Maryland. It's dark, chilly, which I don't mind the chilly part. But the dark part, it's just weird for this to be 11 o'clock and it looks like it's 6 o'clock in the morning. But okay, so today's Thursday, what is it? August 13th. We're gonna do Sunbeam Technique today. But first, how about some swaps? You guys wanna see some swaps that I just got? Yay. All right. So this first one, so the swap was a, the theme was everything, like anything new from the holiday catalog. So I got to keep these in order. So the first one, and I'm trying to see, is this, it's hard to see in my phone. Okay, looks good. This is the one I made, and I like this little like cockeyed panel. And then I add a little, these dies, that's from the Tasteful Labels die. The little scallopy, stitchy kind of thing. And then the little happy folio. I did cut like 14 or 15 of these little squirrels out. That was kind of a pain, but to do 1 or 2 would be super easy. And then I put champagne rhinestones on that. So, and that is Cajun Craze. And this is the paper pack that has like all the wood grainy prints and tile and flooring stuff. All Good Taste, and All Good Taste, I think. I should know the name of that. All right, next one. This looks like it is on shimmery white paper, and I don't know if you guys can see the shimmer. And then there's these little teeny snowflake things, and I don't know exactly where those are from. I'm gonna have to check. But I love that the moose came back. I got just the moose punch, so if I want to make a scarf without having the stamp set, I'm just gonna have to do one with ribbon. But I love this new 3D evergreen embossing folder. Really pretty. Oof, now this is Jeanette's swap. Jeanette's the one that organizes our swaps for us mostly. Sorry. So she used the nested stitch labels. This teeny little acorn, this is so cute. And this ribbon pack, this is all from the Gilded Autumn product suite. So she's got the new brushed metallic papers in here. And I don't know if it shows the difference, but it's like gold, bronze, and champagne. And if you remember the brushed metallic cardstock that we had from years ago, this is not like that. This is like foil paper, shiny. Let me try to get as close as I can. And it's got little brush marks in it. The other stuff was called brushed cardstock, and it wasn't foil, it wasn't shiny at all. But this is really pretty. And then my new favorite stitch leaves and these papers. I love it. I love that swap. All right, and then this one. You know, how many coffee cup sets do we need? But it's cute. I like it. And I love this. This is the Early Espresso faux ribbon. And these are the, oh, excuse me, I got a cough. Maybe I need a little slurp of coffee. Sorry. These are from, this is from the Antique Brass findings. So it's like little brass things. And then this is actually designer paper that she stamped and then cut out and put right on the coffee top. And then the background. I love it. This one I like. Snowflakes, although mine got a little bit jacked up. But it looks like she's layered 3 snowflakes, different cutouts. And then some designer paper. This ribbon is, it's kind of like iridescent, shiny. It's see-through, but it's still shiny. Hey, Pam. I'm just going over some swaps, and then she stamped a little inside. And when I This weekend I will take pictures of all these swaps and put them like I did last time. I'll make a photo album on my group over on Toni's Stamping and Sharing group, and then I can tell you who all made them. And then you can get better pictures, like a better idea, because I can get a picture pretty close in. So this is Marilyn San Clemente made this one. I love it. This looks like, yep, nice bat in there. This is a easel card, so it sits up like that. And this is some of the new black foil, black glimmer paper, which it used to be like rough and the glitter would come off, and they've changed it, and it's very smooth and no glitter chunks come off. So that's cool. This, I love this one. So this ribbon is actually holding it in place. So this is like a, what do you call it? Double Z or something like that. I like making these. This is really neat. And then she's got the corners. I really like these brooms. Very pretty. Another snowflake one. This snowflake paper is really pretty and popular. And this, she calls this 3-panel scenery Z-fold. Nice. So this is just the designer paper on that flap. And I guess it sits up like that. Pretty. I like it. This is my friend Rose. I love it. All these bats come from the new Halloween set. And look at these. These are these iridescent pearls. This is going to be part of the my Halloween cigar box and cards class, is these pearls. They're really cute. Pretty. And then this die and the designer paper. I love it. And then she always dolls up the inside with a little bat. Very pretty. All right, another snowflake. And then I should be quicker about this. Snowflake Wishes for Merry Christmas. And she embossed this whole top layer with this new, and actually that's probably a good way to see that new embossing folder. Can you see the snowflake detail in there? I think so. Yeah, it is pretty. All right, 2 more. I love this. This again is from the new Halloween papers. So do you notice there's a lot of flowers in this new set of papers? And at first I thought these were pumpkins, but then I looked closer and no, they're flowers. I like that because the one side, it doesn't have to be Halloween. It could just be these colors. It seems like the flip side of every paper in there is flowers or some kind of generic pattern. So I like it. All right, 1 more. All you need is confidence and a lot of coffee. Yeah. Cute. Simple and cute. I like it. So that was my last batch of swaps. And like I said, probably in the next week I'll get these photographed because I am busy making my video. I'm just editing the Whale Done class video, and then I'm filming the one for my what I've got coming up. So, but I will get to this in the next week. All right, so let's get to it. So last week I showed you this card that I used the Sunbeam Technique. And this was, I said there was 2 ways to do this. One way is you can wipe the color off, take it off. The other way is you can add it with white ink. Oh, and can you see I somehow I got a big water drop right there, but that's okay. So today I'm going to show you both of those. And actually, where's my wet ones? Okay. I thought I would get ahead of the game on Monday, and I made my backgrounds. And then Tuesday I went and tried to make my samples. And for the first method that we're going to use, hi Vicky. The first method we're going to use is the putting on the white, so you need the craft ink, white craft ink. That went fine. Let me see, where are these samples? And I'm showing you on 2 different kinds of paper. So I did use this Post-it note and made you know, like a, not a stencil, but a mask, okay? And it gives hard lines, but I like it okay. This was on shimmery white paper, and then this was on watercolor paper. So I made these backgrounds with my smashing technique, which is basically I take my glass plate and I smash the ink pad on it, 3 different colors, spray it with water, and then dump my paper right on top. And it gets all the color. It's really pretty, and it's fast to get color all over your entire card base. I love it. However, this did not work well when I was trying to do the other method where you pull up the color. So here I tried it, and you can see that the paper is starting to like roll up, and I was not a fan of that. And then this was on the shimmery white. Now this card looks good in person, and it's very shimmery. I love it. But if you feel it, you can see where I had the same problem. So first method we're gonna do, adding white. And I am gonna use the backgrounds that I already made, because that way it's totally fine. Okay, I'm gonna use these 2 pieces. And like I said, this is my ink smashing. And I might do that at the end if I have time. So it's 11:15. I'll give you a quick rundown. But that was like one of my first videos. Like maybe this first or second one, not the first one. I can't remember. It's been like, what, a couple months and I already forgot. But any way you want to color. Because I didn't want to sit here and sponge all the backgrounds on, you know, a bunch of different things. So these are already pre-done, and I used Coastal Cabana, Bermuda Bay, and Misty Moonlight. And see how this Misty Moonlight, like, it got like a purplish look? I really like that. Yeah, Laverne, your favorite, Dye-Dye's favorite shimmery white. We're not going to make boxes out of that today, though. I need some coffee. All right, so for the first one, like I said, now last week I used just a ruler, and I like that well enough, and I may do that for when I go to the wet, on the version that we're just going to remove the color. But for this method where we're just going to add the white to it, I am going to mask it so I can control it a little bit. And I actually want to do this in some different directions. And it is kind of stark with the white lines, but it's a neat effect. And so I did this before I stamped. So like I did the white treatment, the sunbeam treatment, and then I came back over and stamped my trees over it and the and my sea life guys. I did have to stamp quite a bit, and you can still notice that the white is just shining through the bottom there. That's just the nature of it. You know, like I stamped over this maybe 4 times to get it really good and dark, and it still has the white coming through. But I still like it, so we're gonna do it. Now I just re-inked my white craft pad the other day, so it is nice and juicy. So you're just gonna pounce a little, and then I did some smearing. It depends, this depends on how saturated you want your white ink. So there's other ones I really like smeared it in, I wiped it and all that. And this I want more of a softer look on this one. So I'm just gonna do the pouncing. Ugh. And you do one at a time. Oh, I like that. All right, so now I'm just gonna lay this one here, maybe there. And it's just moving your masks around. I suppose if you had something thinner that you were masking with, that you could like do the whole, mask the whole card at once. But I am one at a time. Oh, I like this. So here I'm just going for a soft, like, spotlight kind of thing, like from the side. And I may not necessarily make these into whole cards today, but, well, I will do one at least. But I just want you to see the technique of the sunbeams. Now that one I felt like was a little heavy-handed, but I like it. So this reminds me of like clouds, and like this is coming down, you know, from the sky. So I don't know what I would put here. I'm probably going to do trees too, because I think I'm going to do trees for all of today. But that is on the shimmery white. And can you see the shimmer? Can't quite tell what the angle has to be, but that is really pretty. All right, now this is watercolor paper. And I'm going to go, I'm going to do the same. This one I'll go this way. All right. Now watercolor paper, I'm going to pounce again. Actually, let me do the smearing for you. Because watercolor paper is thicker and it's got more texture. Oh yeah, I like that. The only thing I'm not a fan of for using the sponge is these hard lines that you get. See, oh, I kind of like that though. Even if it's for like underwater. All right, we're gonna add some more. Now, I've seen people add these sunbeams to a lot of different styles of card, like themes. Like you could have them in yellows and oranges. We're gonna do greens next, even browns. Anywhere where you feel like you want sunlight coming in. And my hands do get messy, but that's okay. Ooh, so this is, I like it, but it is definitely starker than last week's when I used the ruler. But I still like it. All right. So that is the first way, all right? Now the second way, I'm gonna close this up for a minute because I've gotta do all the sponging. And I really need to wash my hands, but let's see, I got a wet one here. Yeah, that was the other bright idea I thought. Since I was trying to pull color up off of a background that was already dried, I thought that I would use a wet one and like drag that across my paper. And that's when I started getting where I was pilling the paper up and it was pulling it, and it was a whole big thing that didn't work out as expected. So I need to save my mess, get a paper towel. Hey Sue, you just got home, cool. All right, so I'm going to still use watercolor paper and shimmery white paper. These are really your best options. All right, this time I'm going to use some darker greens, and I am starting with the lightest color first. So I'm going to start with Granny Apple Green, and I'm actually going to sponge these like at the same time. This looks filthy, but I'm pretty sure I rinsed it out. We shall see. All right. Now I apologize if there's going to be some shaking. I can't really control it. So for sponging the background, you really got to get in here with some elbow grease and add this color in. And I like it softer. So I like the lightest color, like kind of in the center. This will be the center. And then I'll add some other colors. Ugh. See, sponging on watercolor paper, this is another reason why I tried to do the background ahead of time with my ink smashing. It's because I like the effect better. Like this is still all grainy looking to me, and I'm just not a fan of sponging on watercolor paper. But that's me. All right, so that was Granny Apple Green. Then I want to add some Old Olive. Like I said, I want to use some darker colors than I used previously. And I'm pretty sure this is really inky. So this one I'm going to go around the edges. Now you might think these colors don't look so great now, but keep in mind I'm going to be stamping trees on them, backgrounds. Hey, another Toni. Awesome. You know what I get all the time is Toni your real name, or is it short for something? And nope, it is my real name. It is not short for anything. All right. This kind of looks like a mess, I agree, but it's gonna be pretty. Yeah, I really like working with the shimmery white a lot better, especially for this. Now I suppose you could try like thick, if you had like 110 pound, like the thick Whisper White or vanilla. But I think this shimmery, it just has a little coating or something on it that takes the water better, and it doesn't pill. I just have a feeling that even the thick paper would pill up a little bit. All right. Oh, I kind of like that. All right, now for the darkest color that we're using, I'm gonna finish up with some garden green. Putting my used sponges everywhere. All right, now here I want to go in the corners too, because I want like this around the whole edge. Another good color would have been Mossy Meadow. Excuse me. That. Yep. So I think the trick to the method number 2 that we're going to use, which is to pull the color up, is this has to be fresh because these colors are still kind of wet. So when I made all my backgrounds on Monday and let them dry overnight and then tried to make my samples on Tuesday, that did not work because they were already dry. And I think that's part of the deal. So while I like those backgrounds better, those, not able to use them right now. So, plus I didn't want to sit here and spend 10 minutes sponging backgrounds, but it is what it is. Okay. Now, all right, we've got it. So I am going to use my wet one. So we're ready to take the color off. And here's where I'm going to go back to using my ruler. Okay, and I'm going to start with the watercolor paper first. So you could have a water spritzer and spritz that on a paper towel, but I'm going to use a wet one because it's already wet and it's already got my green on it. So who cares? This is going to be fine. All right, so I want the edge on my ruler, and I'm just gonna up and down. And can you see it's already like taking some of that color up? Now I am getting some lines because of how I'm pushing it. And I can make this bigger by just pressing more and covering a bigger area, okay? Just like that. I am liking it. I'm gonna make some of these go down further. Now this will really show up when I go to dry it. So right now, as far as you can tell, you're not seeing a whole lot of difference. But down here, I am seeing some. Okay, can you see that little difference? And actually, let me bring in my dryer for a minute because that may help. Yeah. See how once I dried it, it really pops up. So I do like the wet technique better, but I don't like having to sponge the background because I like this other background better. But you can't have everything, right? All right, so this is on watercolor paper. Now let's try it on, oops, on my shimmery white. And I had my, you can see it already picked up the color there because I wasn't careful where I laid down my wet wipe. All right, so let's just start swiping. And I'm gonna go down pretty far. Because like I said, I'm gonna do a forest. I'm just gonna do trees on this one. Nice. You know what would probably even give you more control is a sponge dauber. Now it doesn't look like it's pulling up too much color, but I think it really is. So let me bring up that drying tool again, the heater. So I think I want to get in on that side, right over here a little bit more. Can't even tell where I put it. Right there. And then I'll dry that. Yeah, I like that. I really do like it with the greens. Pretty, pretty. Do you guys feel like this is something easy enough that it's still pretty wow, but it's easy enough to do, right? Okay, let me get some stuff out of the way here. So now I'm going to stamp on, I'm going to stamp my trees on it. After I get this, and I have to move this because I need my stamparatus. Sorry. So the one thing about stamping on watercolor paper is that it is lumpy. It's got a grain to it. Some watercolor paper has like a smoother side, and then the flip side is lumpy, and I can't really tell. They were both kind of lumpy, but you can't just stamp once and be done with it. You got to hit it a couple of times because of that grain, because it'll look like crap. All right, let me get this in here. And I think I'm going to do, I was going to do black. On these ones. So I'm using my Mountain Air set, but any tree set you have, I really wanted Lovely as a Tree. I mean, that's like my all-time favorite. So I'm just gonna put them on here, and these are still been stuck on here since Tuesday. Ugh. All right, so I'm just gonna put them. Now these are the reversible stamps. So like the back side is solid, and the front is the detailed. All right, this might get, is that gonna stay? All right, I do have to move my iPad or this. Ugh, all right. So black. Now this is gonna take a little bit because I'm using this Memento, and it's just gonna take a lot of tries, a lot of ink. Yeah. Let me move this out of the way. This is where I may switch to brown just because I want a foam pad. Where's my chamois? So that Memento is kind of a harsh pad, hard linen, and it just doesn't, the foam pad will get the ink on there a lot quicker. Okay. Yeah, see, we can always tell the difference already. And I'm gonna hit this a couple of times. And then I'm gonna switch out, I'm gonna stamp both these at the same time. And this I'm just eyeballing that I'm putting it in the same place. Because I'm gonna do these trees in the same position, then I'm gonna move the trees to like over here. So we get the whole forest on both cards. Oh, and you see how that moved some. Not the end of the world. All right, now I've got my chamois. So I'm gonna clean my stamps off, mostly. It figures that this would be the one to get wrecked because this was gonna be like my favorite one. Gah. All right, so I'm gonna set these here. And hope this doesn't move again. Better. I'm gonna have to figure out a way to fix that. All right, now trying the old switcheroo. I still like that other one, I suppose. Okay, that's gonna work. So can't you see this in like purples or red, yellow, orange for like sunny stuff? You can use so many different colors. All right, this looks like a mess over here, and it is. That wet one comes in handy. So that's the only thing about having only these two tree stamps. Like, it's a lot of stamping again, you know, moving them around. I think this is gonna do it. Let's move that. And besides, this part isn't the focus of today. The focus was getting that sunlight to pop through. But how do you feel about those two techniques? So I can't see, yeah, I'm still going. It seems like it should be harder, right? That's what I thought when I was looking it up. I'm like, it can't be just sponging some white ink on or just taking some water to it. But it is. So, happy surprise, you know? All right, I like the way this is looking. I might have to change my mind. Yeah, this one was gonna be my favorite until this whole situation happened. All right, now this, I can tell it's not in the same spot. Maybe over here. Yeah, that's gonna work. Okay. I like it. Neat. Okay, so that will be stamping. You know what? I did want to do the blue ones too, but I don't want to, it's just going to be the same thing. Let's do it on this one. And that is dry, so I'm trying to figure out, and if anybody knows how to do this. Oh, I just moved that paper. I know I did. I don't want to gonna wreck this again. All right, so I just started using MailChimp for like my emails and stuff. And I have to figure out how to add like a sign up for my newsletter to my page in Facebook. So be watching for that, because I should have my Halloween class, at least the Halloween cigar box part, filmed and ready to share something on next week. So I want to get that in place so you can sign up for, you know, notifications. Also, Sunday, while I'm talking, I am going to have a virtual bingo. And we're going to do that in September. I just ordered the bingo cards from Amazon. They will be here tomorrow. And it's real bingo cards. And then the way you call bingo is it's a deck of cards that has all the numbers on it and stuff. So I'm going to have details for that. Hopefully I'll post that on Sunday, because I want to give people plenty of time. But basically the prizes, will play 6 rounds of bingo and then have a final round, and some stamping in between, some make and takes. So you'll get in your kit, you'll get 4 make and takes that we'll do together, and your bingo cards. Ooh, I like that. I don't even know if I want to add any more trees to that. Maybe one more over here, huh? But bingo, I played it with my friend, like I said last week, and it was so much fun, even though I didn't win. And of course, the prizes, it all depends on how many people play as far as what prizes, because the money from the fees is what goes to pay for the prizes. So if we have a bigger group, we'll have more money for bigger prizes. Because no matter what, we're only still playing the 6 games, and well, really 7. 6, and then the final. So be watching for that. More info. Oops, that slammed down. Ooh, yeah. Yeah. All right, let me just clean this up a little bit. Put these guys away. Nice. Ink all over the fingers. Okay. So which way do you like better? Let me get this out of the way. So these are my 3 good ones. Let's say this. Is this all in screen? Because I'm going to mount 2 of these onto cards. Although, yeah, my hands are filthy. So this is the watercolor. Excuse me. Number 1, this is a watercolor that we pulled the color off with a wet one and a ruler. Number 2, this is the shimmery white that we pulled the color off, again with the ruler and a wet one. And you could use a Q-tip too, or something, or just a paper towel, like anything to get something wet. Patricia, the blue one, okay. And then number 3 is the blue one. And this is a shimmery white. Does the shimmer show through? I really do like this one too. Okay. So let me see what I've cut. I did cut some. Oh, here's 2 pieces. Let's see. I hope this goes with Misty Moonlight, because that's what I cut for the mounts. Is this gonna fit? Yeah. Okay. I do like that. All right, so let's do this one. Now see what a mess this is? Yeah, this background was the ink smashing that I was telling you about, which actually, so it's quarter of. I do have time to show you that really quick because I do have some pieces cut. So I'm just gonna mount this, and why does it seem like this is not cut correctly? Is it just me? That seems a little much on that side. All right, Misty Moonlight, fold this in half. Yep, I definitely want to trim that for sure. That's bothering me. But that's our card. Now these I would mount with brown and put on a green background, and I will do that later. But this is, you get the idea of how to do the technique, right? And that's what we wanted to do. And then this was our other one that we had with the watercolor background and the sponging of the ink on the dry background. I'll do something with that later. Okay, so you get the idea, right? That's how you do the Sunbeam. Either add white ink to it or pull color off of it. Easy peasy. Now, since I'm already inked up and gross, let me show you ink smashing. This was one of my first videos, like I said, but just to give you a quick tutorial, and then that'll be it. Then we will be done for today. So you need a glass mat, and I use the same thing. I use watercolor paper and shimmery white paper. Excuse me. So for this one, actually I need to make sure, where's my alcohol wipe? Because I used blues and greens on this before. So I just want to make sure I don't have any color on here, because I don't want it to wreck. Oh, look at that. I still had some blue. All right, maybe I better stick with greens. I really want to do something different. Blue. You know what? I'm going to do purple. Why not? And I need a paper plate. So this is messy, and you're going to need to let your papers dry for quite a bit. So I use a paper plate and then just put it off to the side. So let's do purples, and let's get Gorgeous Grape and Highland Heather. And then actually a blue would look good with that too. Let's do Balmy Blue, because I am still thinking of a mountain scene with this. All right, so we've got our glass mat, Balmy Blue. Now I call this ink smashing because it's kind of like ink smooshing, but on a bigger scale. So ink smooshing, you have a little bit of ink and you pick it up with a piece of acetate and then you put it on your card. And you know, it's a little bit at a time. I want to do the whole sheet at once. So I smash the ink pad right on the block. And you want to go lightest to darkest, just because this is going to get a little muddied anyway. And try not to get the edge of one color in the next color. Sometimes it's not as easy to keep them separate like that. All right, and then Gorgeous Grape at the bottom. Oh, wow. Is that showing? Yeah, that is really pretty and bold. Okay, so got a water bottle. Now you gotta be careful about how hard you're spraying. Like if you're, it will go everywhere. Like all this ink will blast out everywhere. So I'm just gentle spraying so this all gets watery. Okay, and it will run a little bit. That's okay, we want it to all go together. So starting with the watercolor paper, I hope my hands don't mess this up, but I like to get it wet. Oh, it is. My hands are dirty on both sides. Yep, that nozzle just squirted me right in the shirt. All right, let's do this side. And then we just lay it here. Okay, press it down. There's my paper towel, so much for this. And then you just peel it up. I like that. Yeah. All right, and just drag it through until you get the colors that you want. Ooh, I'm gonna have to put something on that spot. Okay? But this is on watercolor paper. I love it. And now you just have to put this on a paper plate to dry. Okay? Now, let's add a little more water. And I'm going to do the same thing with, this is a shimmery white. Shimmery white, I don't spray it first. I just drag it. And actually, I'm going to stick just the purples for this one. And I'm just pressing it all around. It's okay. I'm already a mess. Ooh, isn't that pretty? I love that. Now, I cannot tell you how pretty this is. The thing with the shimmery white, like, it just looks wet right now, but when it dries, it really is beautiful. That shimmer really comes through. And then, if you had more paper, you could use up all this ink. But because I'm finished, like, I'm just gonna wipe it all up. Okay? And then I will have to go back and clean this anyway. So, that is our technique for today. You're actually going to see some more posts from me next week on the Stamping and Sharing group because I just signed up yesterday for a mixed media art journal class. Well, not class, it's a challenge, she calls it. But it'll be every day. It's like a 2-hour thing. And thankfully, we don't have to watch it live because I have some other work stuff that I have to do during the middle of the day. But one of the things is we have to post whatever we make. And we're going to be making, like I said, art journal pages. And I thought it was going to be a book, like, all together because that's what I would prefer. But apparently, it's just going to be pages. And then I'll have to bind it probably with a ring or something. But so if you see posts next week that you're like, what is this all about? That's what that's all about. I'm looking forward to it. So that's it for today. If you make some Sunbeam cards, I would love for you to share them on my Stamping and Sharing group. Anybody can post pictures of what they're working on over there. So please share. I'd love to see your Sunbeam cards or anything really. But that's it. Thanks for coming today and have a great weekend. Bye.